Hi, Ankit. You cannot believe how happy I am to have you here with me. As you saw in my LinkedIn, last week I only spoke about RevOps. When I visited Leaps, everyone I met, I spoke to him about RevOps. And when I met you and you said to me that you are a RevOps expert, it was music to my ear. Thank you for being with me here today, Ankit.
Thank you for having me here, Walid. And yes, I've been seeing how interested you've been in RevOps. And happy to answer any question that you have.
Perfect.
So, yes.
So, Ankit, your agency name is?
We are Growtomation. We are a HubSpot elite partner, top 1% of all the HubSpot partners in the world. So that's who we are, Growtomation.
Great to have you here. So yes, so look, Ankit, I will tell you my understanding of RevOps, speaking with lots of businesses, right? So traditionally, each department work in silo, right? Everyone have the best operation for his department, everyone for himself. Marketing have good one, sales have their operation, customer service, they have their operation, then operations team have their operation, everyone working in his bubble, give the lead or the customer to the next team, no visibility, they start from scratch, and then there's no alignment, the customer is suffering, the experience is not good, so that was a no-go. My belief is that traditionally, a good CEO job, part of his job, a good CEO, is to unify this customer journey, is to make sure that all departments under his leadership are working well together. The problem with that is that if you find a good CEO for your company, you will have a good journey. Unfortunately, if you don't find a good CEO, you have a fragmented journey. But recently, there is like a framework being built up called RevOps to make sure that it's not about just a CEO idea, it's not just about trying things, but now having clear processes, clear way of working together, clear rules of engagement, clear rules of alignment to make sure everything is working well. Now, we at HubSpot, I believe, even when I ask ChatGPT, I say, what's the best platform to execute RevOps? And it spoke about HubSpot. Everyone can test that. So HubSpot is the platform that do that. But from you as an agency, how you can prepare the customer to have that RevOps route or plan to make sure it's executed well?
That's actually a very good question, because that's where all of the companies are today going, right? As you said, right, earlier or historically, marketing, sales, and customer success have been siloed operations, right? Whatever has been generated, whatever leads have been generated from marketing, right? They don't have visibility of what the sales have been doing, or whatever, sales has closed one, right? They don't have, clear visibility into what the customer success is doing, right? And that is what RevOps actually does, right? It aligns or it integrates this marketing, sales, and customer success function so that, leads today or any customer today can not just give the value or, the lifetime value that was expected. The customer success can actually upsell to them, cross-sell to them, after the marketing has brought them into the system, sales has actually closed one, and the customer success retains them and then, increases the lifetime value. And that is what, any B2B sales or B2B SaaS company has been trying to do for the past few years, right? And this is what we are actually trying to do. And this is where we are taking all of our customers, right? I'll just probably share my screen and show you what, RevOps.
Great. So quick question. What is the steps that you take with the customers and agency? Marketing might be blaming sales. Sales might be blaming marketing. Sometimes people think alignment means they sit together in a coffee shop or the cafeteria of the company and they're talking nice, then that's alignment. But no, what's the first step before any mapping? What's the first step you do to make sure you are really aligning all these teams together?
Got it. So the first thing that we actually do is to get the sales, marketing, and customer success teams to talk to us. We have a few discovery calls with them, understand what their processes are individually, right? How many people they have, right, in each of their teams, what all channels they're using. For example, marketing can be using ads, they can be using social media, they can be using emails. Sales, they have their own playbooks, right? Their own channels, like they might be doing email outbound, they might be cold calling, right? Customer success have their own channels, right? And all of these teams have their own people leading those channels, and they have different tools, right, that they're using. So we do thorough discovery calls before we can actually build out a process for all of these, right? So that all of these three teams know what the processes are that they need to follow, which are in tandem with the other teams, right? So that it's not just their processes that they follow, but those processes also align with the other two teams, right? So we do discovery calls, and then we build out processes, right? An integrated process between the marketing, sales, and customer success team.
Can you show me an example of just big overview of how a process will look like? I hear the word process. I want to see it.
Definitely. I can show you a small process blueprint that we have built. Let me just share my screen. So this is a process blueprint that, this is a sample process blueprint that we have created, which aligns the sales and marketing teams, right? This goes from, where the marketing brings in all of the leads, right? And then qualifies it, and then hands it over to sales, where sales also does its own qualification, right, through a band qualification or any other such qualification system, and then they close or win that customer and sign a contract, right? So this is how a sample marketing and sales integrated process would look like, where we have mentioned certain channels over here, right? Then certain activities that we are doing, as well as certain trip sequences or nurture sequences that we design for those people to actually qualify or increase the qualification score or lead score of each lead before they can hand it over to the sales team. And see, this is something that we built for one client, but this can be built. This is always personalized and customized to each customer, right? This is not just industry based. This is actually based on a particular customer's business, right? For example, a healthcare company can be a B2B healthcare company, or they can be, covering, B2C or individual customers, right? Patients. So this will have to be built very, very personalized for each.
So to be honest, what I learned early in my career is that the mother of all problems in business is assumption. It's to assume. Yeah. I think this will remove any assumption of marketing. Say, we assume that this is a good customer fit for you, sales guys. A sales saying, oh, I assume that I can do this. I assume this happened. No room for assumption. No room for lead being leaked. Everything processed with specific timeline. Everything is moving forward or disqualified, which is part of the job, is to disqualify to focus on the right audience. So yeah, now I see what you mean.
Definitely. And this is actually built for clarity and scalability, as you said, right? So a RevOps process will have defined KPIs, right, which each of the teams need to meet, and they meet it to actually fulfill or help the other team, right? Not just for their team. For example, if sales cannot work on 100 deals a month, right? So marketing should know that they are not supposed to give 100 deals, right? Because then they will be wasting a lot of time, right? And when it comes to clarity, there are dashboards that we build, there are reports that we build, and those reports can be very well built on HubSpot, so that each one has clear visibility into what the other team has done and what they have done and what they are actually missing out on doing, right, to help the other team progress and scale.
Perfect. Look, thank you very much. Like great to see. Just to keep the core the session a bit shorter. What I like about what I see is that you do the foundation work, which is very important. Because what I saw when it comes to a success of an IT project, a platform, whether HubSpot or something else, if a customer doesn't have a blueprint like this, it's hard for the project to be a success. Even if you bring the best car in the world, if you bring a Ferrari, whatever car you bring, if you don't have a clear map, clear route, where you should go, where you can stop for fuel, you will not arrive to destination on time or the best way. So what I love here is like a map for someone who wants to drive HubSpot or drive his organization, to have clear blueprint how to go to destination. The good thing about HubSpot, now we speak about HubSpot and how it relate here. If I share my my screen here, if you stop sharing, yeah, if I share my screen here, as you can see, what you did was the blueprint. Now what HubSpot does is to help you reflect that blueprint inside HubSpot for scalability, like you say, and then give you the dashboards to show you what's working and what's not, where is your bottleneck, because what you create is your initial blueprint based on your assumptions.
Yes.
You put them inside HubSpot, but then you need the dashboards to show you, no, maybe instead of 3 days here to send the next step, maybe make it 4, maybe try 2, and you keep changing. But yeah, I love to see, because a lot of people try to build a workflow like this without blueprint in their hand, and they don't know where to start. Yes, HubSpot make it easy. It gives you all. I saw when you spoke now about marketing and sales, you say they are using different tools which create the silos. So either companies usually come to HubSpot and use our tools which cover the full customer journey. Some organizations, they say, look, we're using these tools for a long time, so what we can do, we can integrate to that tools to make sure everything is in single place, and then you will have all these channels talking in same workflow, in that same blueprint of RevOps. You don't have one team or one channel speaking different language or trying to do different thing with the customer. A customer now is new, we need to build trust, we need to show him some case studies. All the channels work together to build that trust with the customer. We reached that trust, we saw that he opened that case study. Now it's time to book time with our salesperson. All the channels, all the activities is around building that wound from the customer to meet one of our consultants. So look, hopefully this was good idea about how to unify everything, anything you want to add before I say thank you and I let you go?
No, all good. I mean, see, that's what, and you put it very, very, nicely and, in very short, in very short terms, that, that's what RevOps does, right? And HubSpot does is actually, enable marketing team to bring in leads into the system. Then it helps sales team to actually work on those leads, qualify those leads, and close those leads to start bringing in revenue. And it also helps the customer success team to see what all leads or customers that sales brought and nurture them, keep working on them, retain them, and then upsell and cross-sell to them, right? And then they also can send, all of these teams can send signals or notifications to the other teams that, look, hey, we have done this, right? Now it's over to you. Or for example, hey, we need this from you. Please help us do this. For example, sales and customer success can actually tell marketing that, these are certain signals that we've seen of customers that are really working well. So please work on this for us, right? So it will send them the notification. Marketing can actually run campaigns within HubSpot to get more customers that the sales and customer success team wants. So this is how HubSpot can help all these three teams.
Look, thank you very much. But before I leave, for anyone from RevOps that say, no, this is not all RevOps, just before I close, I say this is a portion, an intro about RevOps. RevOps is bigger. Indeed, many people I spoke with, they didn't know what's RevOps. But what we show today, I think they already know, they already tried to do before, but RevOps now really organize it more, creating the frameworks and clear path how to execute it in the real life. Look, thank you very much, Ankit, and thank you for your agency for being one of, like you say, of top partners in our ecosystem. Thank you for being our partner. Thank you for your time today, and hopefully see you soon for another subject, or maybe we dig deeper in another part of this RevOps.
Definitely, Walid. It's all my pleasure. You can call on me whenever you have a RevOps customer or a RevOps problem. right? And we are more than happy to help you in whatever manner. Right?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye,
Bye.
everyone.